Is it over yet? They still talking about it? Are we still talking about this? Okay, let's talk. So if you have been living under a rock, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. But for the rest of us who have been present, for the rest of us who have been on the internet, scrolling, and hoping that we don't have to see it, you saw it, I'm sure. Tristan and Khloe. Tristan Thompson cheated again on Khloe Kardashian. And this is not to make light of any situation, especially since she had a child with him. That is something that a lot of women encounter, and it's sad, quite frankly, but it's everywhere. So let's talk about it. So Tristan Thompson, as I said before, he cheated on Khloe Kardashian, and not only was it with, you know, a woman in the industry, it was someone who was very close to her family. I couldn't imagine what I would do, because think about it, the Kardashians are some of the most photographed women in the world. People are tuned in to their lives on Instagram, via blogs, and their show. So they have to consider all of that whenever they are with anyone. To have to go through this on such a public platform is something that I could never imagine. You know, they just live a completely different life. And there are women who are in the everyday world who don't have anyone except for family and friends who might be in their business to worry about. But she has to worry about the whole world watching her. So here are my thoughts, okay? Not exactly on the situation, because that's none of my business. You know, I'm not here to judge anybody. I don't know them. I'm not in their situation. I pray that they find, you know, peace, whatever that means for everybody that's involved, from Khloe to Tristan to Jordan. I hope they all find a great situation to find themselves in. But great may not have been the right word, but I hope they find their peace and they find growth from this, and they all find a place where they could be happy and they can be satisfied. For me personally, this has been triggering. Anyone who's going through any type of trauma, it took me right back to those moments where I was like, oh my God. Like, I felt like I was going through it with Khloe. I felt like I had been teleported into my past situation where I have all of this crap going on and it's happening to me and I'm suffering. And it literally almost took me out. I couldn't scroll on Instagram. I couldn't get on any news feed, period. You know, because all they were talking about is Tristan this and Tristan that. And then you get to see his pictures on TMZ and the negligence he just had. Like him giving the middle finger to the paparazzi, or him just out and about living his life like it's golden. Like, it was like, yo, this is crazy. This is a person that she shared with the world, that she loved, and he did her dirty. And of course, it comes to a place where we gotta be like, okay, you know, how many times are you gonna take somebody back that has shown you who they are? But when you are in that situation, when you are in the midst of it, it is very difficult to say, oh, okay, well, I need to just leave. You can know that you need to leave, but it is not the easiest thing to do. Now, throw a child into that. Your mind is going a million miles a minute. Women like Khloe, from what I get from this show, they love with their whole heart. They love with their whole being. And yeah, they know how to endure hurt. They know how to endure pain, but they also know how to persevere. And I can identify with that because I've been very similar in my relationships. That's why I'm not quick to judge. That's why I'm not quick to be like, well, she knew, or Well, what did she think? We all know, we've all been in that or a lot of us have been in that situation where we're with someone who we know isn't any good for us, or we're with someone who isn't the person that we imagine them to be in our head, but we stay anyway because we want them to be the person that we know they can be. We see their potential and we go for it. So it's upsetting to watch somebody literally live inside of it, literally, and endure the pain in public over and over and over. From watching all of this, I've learned to judge less, to be a little bit slower to have an opinion about something, because I don't know. I don't have a child with someone, but I know that the way I've loved in the past made me stay through some stuff. And I couldn't imagine what it's like not only to be with someone on a public platform, but to also have a child with them, to also devote your time and energy to them, and to just give. I just want it to be where people can be honest. There's a level of honesty that should be in relationships. But I also had a recent revelation, and it was a hard one, a hard revelation. And it was, how can you expect somebody to do something for you that they can't even do for themselves? Let that sizzle in your spirit, okay?
Let that sizzle in your spirit, okay?
How can you expect someone to do for you what they can't even do for themselves? There are some people that we expect them to be honest with us, right? But they can't even be honest with themselves. They can't be honest with themselves to say, I'm a cheater, to say, I'm a liar, to say, I'm not being 100 with this person who's giving me 100 of them, to say, I'm laying down next to them at night, or I'm calling them up telling them all these sweet things right before I had to do my business elsewhere. It's a hard thing to come to terms with, but it's freeing. It's freeing. Mind-blowing, but freeing. I think that the lesson behind all of this is to give people space, but also if you have endured something like that, unplug from the matrix. Just snatch the cord out. It's always good to take a break from social media. It's always good to give yourself a second. It's also good to, process things. We are not processing things at a normal rate because of the speed information is fed to us. You could be somewhere, I'm here, someone could take a picture of me, post it, and everyone could show up where I am if they know the location. Speed of light. So we have all this information force fed to us constantly, and we're not taking the time to really sit and think about how it's affecting us. And seeing this Tristan stuff, seeing this Khloe stuff, seeing this Jordan stuff, it took me back, okay? And I felt like it was happening to me all over again. I saw all the text messages that were sent to me, the screenshots, I saw it all, and I felt it, and I cried for her. This is not like a sympathy video, but I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. But on the flip side, I also learned not to judge. As I said before, I don't know these people. I don't know what they're going through. And also, Jordan is young. We've all made mistakes. We've all made mistakes, especially in our early 20s. Sis, what did you do in your early 20s? Think about it. Think back. There were multiple things that you did, and you didn't do it in a public eye. So imagine if you did those questionable things on a public platform. All of this is food for thought. Think about it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. The usual. Oh, my plant. Is this awkward? Is this, do you like? Thumbs up if you like it, and thumbs up if you don't. Just write if you don't in the comments. Like, is this weird? I felt like I was in a forest, you know, channeling my inner Destiny's Child survivor. But I'm going to get more. I want to put a shelf like here, somewhere up here. I don't know, but there's going to be a shelf. All right, bye guys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this video makes it, because honestly, I was rambling. I was caught up in my feelings, feeling myself, and you know.